you're an author, photographer, you're a singer, you are a researcher, you're a teacher, you're a mentor, you're a student, all of those things. And you also dance. So you do Argentinian tango. So what made you interested in that?
Back in the 80s, when Argentine tango was enjoying a revival in Argentina, there was a show called Tango Argentina that came to LA. And I went to the show and I thought, this is the most beautiful, romantic, sexy dance there is. Yeah. I didn't start to learn tango then, but I was very interested in it and was interested in the music as well, listening to the music, because it's great. And then I started dancing tango when I moved up into the Bay Area. And then when I came here, I studied for 10 years in New York City with an Argentinian man. And he said took me a long time to learn, it's a very difficult dance. He said after about 10 years, he said, his name was Carlos Duarte de Che. And I would come home and say to Doug, you know, Carlos calls me mi amor. And he goes, what's he look like?
Yeah.
He looks like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
But he would say to me, if anybody asks if you dance tango, you say yes. Aww. So that was 10 years into it. So that's a dance you never learn. You continually practice and get better and relearn and learn new things. And it's really lovely. And what it taught me, which travels into other domains of life, is it taught me to be present, because for the leader, usually the gentleman, it's a science. For the follower, the lady, it's an art, because you never know how your partner is going to move you, and there are many, many combinations. So to be present means to connect with your partner, and the embrace tells you what is going to happen with your legs. So he will move you a certain way, and you will know, well, I guess it's an ocho or it's this or that. So being present means being there, being aware. And that's important in what we do in our lives.
And so as if all of those artistic things were not enough, you decided that you were going to take up an instrument. So tell
I don't
me
know.
about the cello.
I guess I had once was asked, why are you doing this stuff? And I said, I have to keep both sides of my brain active. So I'm really, and also everything else moving, right? Your fingers, when you get old,
right,
if you stop using them, they say, okay, it's time to quit. So during COVID, Doug took up classical guitar, and he is a classical guitarist now. And I took up the cello, and I don't know if I call myself a cellist, but I'm a student of the cello, and I enjoy it. But I started taking lessons by Zoom. That wasn't practical in the end. But I have been playing now for a few years, and I'm still reluctant to perform anything anywhere for anybody, but I'm enjoying it, because the cello is as close to the human voice as any instrument.
It's beautiful.
And
I love
so
it.
Talk about resonance, both psychological and physical, and it's a beautiful instrument. And I'm embarking on some pieces that are more than just etudes and things you would play just to practice. So it's been wonderful, and I have a wonderful teacher. And when I would say to her, Aoma, these notes are difficult, she'd say, but they're not your enemy. They're your best friend with whom you play chess. Sometimes they will win, and sometimes you will win.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's how I have to play the cello, because it's difficult, but it's rewarding, and I love it, and I won't quit, because it's a challenge and it's keeping everything motivated.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting that you've studied multiple sclerosis, neurodegeneration, and one of the things that they teach, being a chiropractor and a functional medicine practitioner, is the body has to keep moving. You have to keep that stimulation going, and that seems to be one of the themes in your life. So it's kind of interesting how, I don't know if you call it the God or the energy or the planet puts you in places for a reason. And it seems like you say that you've listened to the right advice, you know, and that's taken you on your path. But I think you've been kind of led on that path by a higher force.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So is there anything that you'd like to add? Did we miss anything? I'm sure we missed a lot of things, but I think we captured the essence that you're always striving to learn more. You're always striving to connect with people.
And that's, you know, if the advice I give to young people, especially young women, is find a mentor, be curious. Stay curious your whole life.
Yeah.
Learn things you didn't think you wanted to know or need to know. Learn them, because it might open up a door or an avenue or a thought that helps you in your profession, in your professional life. And manage up and down, and don't burn any bridges. Life can get smaller, your world can get smaller as you get further in your career, and don't burn any bridges, because you never know.